And I'm just lounging around. You know what I'm saying? It was a night last night. I did rest up. I didn't make any dolls. We spent about 4 hours on YouTube last night, live streaming, waiting on everybody to show up to the chat room, and it was like pulling teeth because everybody was reporting that they did not get any type of notification. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. That, if you want to see if I'm making a video, just come here. I'm gonna start making more and more regular videos, like late nights. I'll be putting some products up and everything to let you all know what I'm doing, or you may want some products. But I'm gonna try to start doing more live streams and you know what I'm saying, upload, so you all will know that I'm putting some material up, because it was like pulling teeth. Okay, it was like two people in the chat room for almost an hour. We were like, "What is going on?" But you know, um, the show must go on. I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So hello to everybody. At the Undead Goddess, you get the Basa welcoming call. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we got to wake up the stones, the rocks, the bones. You know what I'm saying? That's what that does. When you call like that, every energy in whatever the surroundings are around you are awakened. Hello? Maybe some other. I want to research that call. I really want to research it to go more in depth as to exactly like not why they do it, but what it does. Um, Crystal, how you doing? Hey Beth, how you doing? Hello, no sheeple. Hey Nisha. Well, hello Jackie. Thank you for moderating. She says, welcome to Mother Wisdom's channel. Come on in and have a seat and enjoy the video. Y'all better get on in here. Hey Saint Anne, where you been? Okay. Hey War Witch, you doing okay? Okay, so our moderator says put a thumbs up on the video as you enter the room. Thanks for your support. Yes, thank you so much. We got 13 people in here. Can we get some thumbs up going? Thank you for that artwork. I like that. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Love you too. Thank you for bringing the fire. And hey, y'all done brought so much fire up in here. Every time you turn around, it's an explosion. So, that's what I've been kind of like, talking about lately on the videos and stuff. All of the different fires, just unexplained fires and explosions, as they just come up with an explanation for, like, oh, that Baltimore explosion that occurred yesterday. They said it was like a gas explosion or whatever. It is so piping hot as the dragons, you understand, come through, um somebody was saying they were activating their dragon energy. You know what? I got to do some research on the dragon. I have to do some heavy research on the dragon. I don't know too much about it. I've always seen it as fantasy. But when people started showing me videos and photos and everything, I'm like, I believe dragons have their place here in reality. Okay. I was just shocked. Did I get to everybody? Hey Sheba baby. How you doing? Hey, tell Unique, y'all, I'm straining my eyes like that because of when something far off like that, it gets difficult for me to see, and I don't have my specs on right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my eyes to have to get dependent on specs. So most times I don't wear it. But look. So y'all know I made another prediction. Hey Bebop, how you doing? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. She says, so nice to catch a live, mother. Much love and respect. Okay, thank you. The same to you. Glad to see you in here. JLJ says, you won't believe what I'm looking at. A dragon on deck of tarot cards. I'm taking it as a sign to use that deck in my reading. Okay, you better, because they're here. And like I said, somebody was saying that they're activating their dragon DNA. It is said that we all have, dragon DNA, and it is part of the Kundalini and all of that. So now I got to do some researching. Okay, Mama got to research. But something, you know, that is fired up is in our presence. Especially down south. These temperatures are astounding. Triple digits, air conditioners working overtime all night long. Do you hear me? Like I don't know how many people got a chance to see my live yesterday, but I was sitting in the car and we was doing a live, and I said I'm intrigued with that sun dragon. The sun dragon is here. And as I read up on the sun dragon, it is said, if y'all don't mind me repeating that, some of you may have already heard it. It is said that, and I've seen a sun dragon before. You can see a lot of them coming from solar flares and stuff like that. You can see sun dragons, and it might not be a sun dragon when it comes from a fire, but you can see them coming from like flares. I don't know necessarily from flames. You all have probably seen them, but they say that they're so bright until you have to shield your eyes from those sun dragons. I know in Asia they have them a lot, and because it glows like the sun. It is also said that in a 5 mile radius, they could be 5 miles away from you. The heat rises by 5 degrees when they are in the presence from a 5 mile distance. So imagine getting close to one of those. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, I think that would be responsible for these triple digits besides the sun, it would definitely be something like that. And like I said, yo, ever heard of the term, it was so hot, things were catching on fire and blowing up and exploding. This is where we are right now. And I told y'all, I said, look, expect more explosions. How many people saw that video when I was making predictions? I made some predictions, and I can't even think of the name of the video, but I put it in the link yesterday on one of the videos that I did. But yeah, the one I said, I talked about the spacecraft explosion. That one, I made some predictions that have come true. I was shocked to see that one, a near miss. The shooting, they said I don't know how close it was to the president, but it was pretty close until they had to take him into the Oval Office. I had said a great leader will fall, and when I said fall, I didn't know I was saying like fall on the ground, and so it was a near miss. But that's why I knew it was going to be our president, but I couldn't say that, because to say that it would have happened. So that's why I say a great leader. I knew what I was thinking about in my head, but if I say it, it's going to happen. So, that shooting occurred out there, and they said that they had to shoot the suspect, and they were taking him on to the hospital, or her or him. I don't know, but that was one of that. But it's going to be an attempt again, as long as there's civil unrest, as long as people go into these dark places that they've never gone before, like the situation of worrying and the fear of corona. I think that's kind of settling down a little bit. The fear of the corona, and the fear of losing wages, the fear of losing money, you understand, to be able to pay for bills, buy food. As this thing continues, people will be getting very desperate, and the puppet, which is the president, is going to have to take the wrath. So security is heightened, and it is a chance, you know what I'm saying? that it will another attempt will be made. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why I say a great leader, and I'm gonna say it, when y'all hear me say a great leader, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're gonna try it again and again and again. It's gonna be very unsafe. I mean, I can't even really talk like I want to talk, because no telling what would happen, But I made that prediction and that nearly came true. So listen out. It's a chance. Since y'all know the code word now, the attempt will happen again. Now let's hope that that does not happen. Okay. Now, I also told you all that there was going to be a spacecraft explosion. You understand? Expect airplanes to go down because it's hot. Planes are going to have to fly lower, because of those situations up there. And I know if I start terming it the dragons, then people are really going to be saying, "Oh, wait a minute, wait now, mama, now, yes, dragons are freely flying in the upper atmosphere, freely roaming." Now, somebody was saying with this CERN project, which it is this machine that they've created to open doorways into other dimensions and stuff, is a chance that they've unleashed something. Something has come. You understand? Now, if I tell y'all about my travel, y'all really gonna go ahead on shut this video and y'all gonna be like, adios amigos. I got to go. But look. I had I had a conversation with a jinn or a genie in my travel just before I woke up. Now, because see, y'all know I kind of tend to sleep a little later up in the daytime, which feels good to me. I like that because it gives me an opportunity to go places and stuff in other worlds and stuff. And I had a conversation with a jinn. It was very interesting, but I was very careful with it because it wanted to make some deals with me and give me more. The gift to me was to give me more predictions. I don't know if I took it or what. You never know with dreams because dreams are different from reality. When you think you didn't, you did. Hey Chris, how you doing? Thank you so much for moderating and putting the link out there. Y'all please visit, and I want to have that conversation about the gym. Please visit me. Excuse me, y'all. I be a little bit stuffy too when I'm getting up and everything. Please visit me on my website. My link is up there. And please subscribe to my website. Okay, people on Patreon, expect some material this evening because, I mean, a lot of you all may not be getting it. Expect material on Patreon, okay? Subscribe. Go and subscribe to my website. And like I say, videos are there, and I blog occasionally there and everything. So that's a little private space as I build it and build it and build it, and then I get ready to drop the bomb on you. Okay, just gotta get everybody up in there. Okay, so anyways, did I miss anybody? Hey, Queen Alexis, how you doing? Let me stop a moment and make sure I have acknowledged everybody. Hey, Madame Stardust, how are you doing? Okay, I think I got to everybody. So look. Okay, our moderator Jack said, if you're new to Mama's channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for supporting the channel. Okay. Hey, Joelle. Jade. Okay, yeah, I talked to you. You was talking about your reading of your cards. So anyway, so the jinn showed up in my dream. Now, like at the time, during the dream, I didn't really know what it was because you couldn't see it. It was just like silence, and things were kind of like glitchy and moving in the spot where it was. Okay, so to give you an idea, so like I'm looking at my dresser right now. My dresser is solid, is not doing anything. But when this presence was there, it was like, looking at the dresser, it was, the dresser had like this movement going on in it to let me know that there was a presence there. Not on my dresser. I'm talking about where I was in the other world. Does that make sense? You know, like scalar squares, wherever it moves, you know? You can still see objects around, but the scalar squares actually made these wavy patterns and stuff, you know? And it talked to me telepathically and wanted to make a deal, and it wanted to use and utilize me, you know, and to, for that, that was it's what it wanted for me, and give me more predictions, give me more insight as to what is going to happen in the future. Okay, mama may have taken the deal and don't know. You never know. So I wanted to tell you all that when I did that video and I made that prediction about the great leader shall fall, and I'm still saying a great leader shall fall. We don't know necessarily if it's going to be our president, which there was a near situation. Now, if I say it, it's going to happen, so I can't do it. I can't do it. Or if it's in another country. But some leader finna die. That's what I want to say. And I ain't talking about no leaders or no YouTubes or nothing like that. I'm talking about politics right now. There's a great leader politician that's fixing to leave up out of him. Another prediction that I made, I told y'all, is going to be a volcano. A volcano erupted yesterday, and it looked massively like just black plumes in the sky. And I can't even say the name now. It was something. Y'all, do y'all see the title of this video? Because I can't even pronounce that word. It looks like it happened over there in Asia. Somebody help me with the title of that video. Y'all put it up in here because I can't say it. Sinabung or something like that. A volcano. It erupted yesterday. Sure did. Can somebody put that title up in here? I do have to raise my laptop and find it. There's going to be more and more explosions, more and more volcanoes. Y'all, it's going to be crazy. Okay, St. Anne said it was an earthquake here in South Carolina. The Caribbean plate shifted. Thank you so much, Natural Mermaid. How you doing? Sinabung, thank you. There was a volcanic eruption in Sinabung. Yeah. I made that prediction on that video about the spacecraft exploding. I need to put that in a link too so y'all can thoroughly go through it. Chris, thank you so much. Chris said that I made the prediction when I said great leadership fall right at 18 minutes and 13 seconds. I made that. But today you'll hear me say there's going to be a great leader that is going to be assassinated, that is going to actually, it's going to be an assassination a situation. Not an attempt, but it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen here in America. We got tightened security, but it's a chance that it's going to happen overseas. So look out for that, because let me tell y'all what's going to get ready to go down. Here's another prediction. And this prediction is just, it's just, come on now, it's just in everybody's face. It ain't nothing that, it would take a psychic to see, but people are going to swarm the streets. You talking about civil unrest. When I say that, if you were to be in a drone looking above and looking down, the streets are going to be swarming with people, because the collapse is coming globally. This digital cryptocurrency is not going to be effective. It's not going to work. Okay. The birds are warning us of what is coming. Nothing can fix this. Okay. They are hoping that they can fix this situation with this one world order, but it ain't gonna work. Because, like I told you, that God has been dethroned. Now another has been throned, and they're going to have to give up the seat to the God. Okay? Folks gonna be desperate, y'all. Get ready. It's just gonna be crazy because the situation is gonna be like this. Everybody ain't gonna be conforming to what they want us to get down with. To get down, they just ain't gonna do it. And I'm telling you, they don't know how they're going to take care of the situation because these soldiers that they trying to prep to be like zombies to go out and to kill people to get this situation under control, they're not going to have the heart to do it. Because in this era right here, people are going to, it's going to be an era of love that's coming. You know, all of this right here, I mean, I can just go around and shoot up folks, my grandmama, my uncle, my everybody, all my family members, my friends and stuff. They're not going to be able to do it. It ain't going to be nothing but a surrounding of love energy that's coming. That's what this is going to be about. And these fires and explosions are to get rid of the old ways. You're going to be hearing about statues toppling over, which that is already happening. You know, but just burning up, missing statues and things like that, because they're going to, you know how when you go, like say for instance, the someone got fired and they have to remove their stuff from the office so you can come on in the office, and they had all their little things, their little trinkets and their whatnots set up or what have you, and now all of that stuff got to come down because I'm coming into office now. Okay. And I'm going to bring in all of my statues and all of my little monuments to go in there, and that's what's going to happen. So get yourselves ready for that. Also, as this little thing flop right here, my dread right here, flop, 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 flop. Also, get yourselves. Hey, go ahead and press one if you want manifestation to show up right now. We were all doing some manifestation in a circle. People were like throwing their wishes out and stuff, like the things that they want. You know, go ahead if you'd like to and say what you. I just said, honey, I'm gonna be manifesting $1 million. If it ain't paper money, if it ain't gold or anything like that, whatever $1 million will purchase, I will have. You understand? So go ahead and start doing that, because this is also the era where you can speak forth. We could speak forth things in existence in that old era and everything, but now it manifests like it manifests more quicker. Does that make sense? The things you speak from your tongue, like if I say that this leader is going to be the one to die, it's going to happen. So that's why I cannot say a name and say it's going to be this particular person, because it's going to happen. So all of you witches and psychics and your mystics and all, like, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You could speak things in existence. So be safe and careful what you're going to speak in existence, okay? Because for every reaction, for every action, there's a reaction. So you better press one and go ahead on and say what you want right now. I'm going to get $1 million worth of things that I need right now, not later on in the future. Right now, go ahead on and do it. And always speak positive affirmations for yourself daily, because you will see that they will manifest. Okay? And you're going to be shocked. You can start off with something small, start off with something big. I like to start off with short term goals. You know, I had a friend that said, "Why are you always underestimating yourself? You always say you want $1,000. How come you can't want more? You limiting yourself." Let's put it like this. I'm starting off with a small term goal of $1 million worth of things. Don't be surprised if y'all see me. But when you're doing this, you got to sit down and think about what you really want. I can say I want $1 million, but in this day and time, this era of uncertainty, I got to think about, what am I going to do with $1 million? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to think about it. Shopping for a whole bunch of handbags and shoes and everything like that, that's a waste of cash. Buying a car, a gasoline car, is a waste of money because gasoline cars are going to be very dangerous in the up and coming days. Especially in the summer months, as things get hotter and hotter. Gasoline will ignite. We got to come up with a whole new system of transportation. These temperatures are going to be unbelievable. They got to start making cars and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what I saw. Um, they got to start making cars and stuff. Not only where they're not using gasoline because the heat temperature is going to get really, really high, but rubber tires are going to be definitely a situation where you're risking your life if you're driving down the street and this asphalt is getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and people just tires just exploding and bursting and stuff like that. I don't know if those temperatures are going to be in our lifetime, but they're coming. It's not going. The earth is not going to cool off. The earth is going to get hot as that kundalini in the earth. I like the way you said it. As the kundalini in the center of the earth rise, as the phoenix rise. Hello? So now you got to make cars with some type of other tires. So that's why I say buying cars right now, get your hoopty. Do not buy a big purchase and say, oh, I'm finna buy me. I'm telling you, wasting your money. Because already some cities are not cities, but some states are already adopting this new law where if your gasoline cars are going to be banned in the year 2030 in California, which California is really dying. Y'all enjoy it while y'all can. California dying. People are trying to escape California as the prices rise, and people are literally having to give up their homes and live on the streets. It's going to be too hot. I know right now Cali got this geoengineering going to keep it cool there. Matter of fact, it's cooler there than here, and they'll rather keep it cooler there with man-made temperatures than they would here because people pay more money to stay there. Anywhere where people pay more money to live, they're going to have more geoengineered weather to make them more comfortable. But we're coming down to a situation where temperatures are going to be rising so high until that it's not going to be a possibility to keep those places cool. Okay? So who wants to be outside in the heat that is coming? Nobody. Because I know ain't nobody going to want to be outside here because we be getting up to 100 and some degrees here. So no gasoline cars. Try to go with electric. I went to this world where there were no cars on the street. Because y'all know I'm always spirit traveling. I like that word. Somebody said you are spirit traveler. Spirit traveler. I saw that. And I kind of want to adapt to that. There are spirit travelers out there that goes to other worlds. Because that's what's going into the other worlds. Not your physical body, but your spirit goes to these different places. But in this world, they had these little apparatuses that, like, there were cables all over the sky. And they had those little sky buckets. That was their mode of transportation. Wasn't nothing on the streets and on the ground. The ground was probably too hot, so everybody had to do air traveling and sky buckets. Eventually, we got to come up with something like that. You see where we're going? Or we'll have to have something with like train tracks and train wheels or something like that. Cause steel can handle the hot temperatures that are coming, but rubber tires, no. That's why in the summertime you like driving on the interstates and streets and you see like a whole lot of rubbish, tires and stuff all over the place and stuff like that, because these cars and these trucks and stuff cannot handle the heat. But those are some of the predictions. And what I want to do, I'm going to come and get more predictions. Did I take the Jen's offer? Did I take the Jen's offer so that the Jen can utilize me physically? Now I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, mama, don't do nothing like that. Don't you dare. I probably took this Jen's offer before I even entered onto this planet in this physical body. This Jen may have been with me forever, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Forever. Forever. I do believe that it's something uh that is a part of me that may be not necessarily of me that create those dolls. I've been doing dolls all my life, but I do believe that a lot of the credit should be given to the spirit. I can't take all of it by myself as I sit here and curse them. All of those who have done mama wrong. Hello? I don't see him looking. He's seeking them all out. And if anybody need any type of protection or what have you, press 1. The Jen is on the line. He is the Jen. I see y'all scared to press 1. I see y'all scared. Anybody brave enough to press 1? Okay, Kaya Moore has pressed 1. Rico has pressed 1. Chastain, St. Anne is afraid to say press 1, so she just says Shay. I don't blame you, girl. Sonia has pressed 1. St. Anne went on ahead and pressed a whole bunch of 1s. Okay, no sheeple pressed 1. Okay, these are real. Also, I look. Let me tell you something else. I also spirit traveled to another dimension where you couldn't find a doll. People were looking for dolls and couldn't find them. The dolls had not only been sold out, but they were banned. We're talking about a world. Should I make that prediction now? They had stopped making dolls in their stores. And I remember the last few dolls that were made, they were fighting over the dolls because people began to realize the power of the spirit of the doll. Y'all, I'm just surrounded by dolls because, a lot of folks say, oh, mama, how do you get to the point where you are? You understand? Dolls. Get your dolls. Even if you can't afford to purchase a doll out there, or you can't even afford to purchase my dolls, because dolls are dolls. If you can get those Louisiana dolls and work with them. Dolls are dolls. Dolls are dolls. Get all the dolls. Y'all getting the candles. Get the dolls. I think everyone needs a doll in their car. I have a doll in each room. I never will forget there was a witch that had dolls in every last one of her windows. That lady lived to be 90-some years old. She's passed on. Auntie took me to her house. She said, I want you to come to the doll lady house. She would make dolls out of socks. Because you can make your own little doll out of sock, tell you to get your old sock. Not one with no holes in it. And you get them little eyes that you glue on or stick on that you can find in the craft stores. But what she would do, she would stuff that doll with like old scraps of cloths. Then she'd tie it up around the neck. And then she would kind of fluff it up at the end, some kind of a way, bundle it up with her sit down. And she'll sew a little yarn around his head to make it look like it's a person. And glue them little eyes on. That's how she would do it. Stitch a little mouth on it and stitch a little nose on it. They were all in her windows and did nobody bother that lady. Only trouble she had was with her kids, her grown children, like in their 40s and 50s, would be just laying around her house, depending on her, like just. Cause I went out, she took me in her house. Her almost looked like 60-year-old daughter that wasn't up to no good doing nothing, was just laying like a knot on the log on the sofa set around 3 o'clock in the evening time. Just totally unproductive. You know what I'm saying? So it almost drove her crazy. It wasn't the people in the neighborhood she had issues with, it was her children. So they wound up putting her in a nursing home, and she lived to her 90s and stuff like that. But anyways, this woman had dolls all over her house. And I do believe that may have contributed to her old age. My auntie lived to 96 years old. She had dolls all over her house. You know, my adopted mom didn't live too long. She was only 64, but she had dolls too. So, anyways, you may want to consider that. You know, having you, and each one of those dolls that you have should be stitched closed with something, your hair, your nails, or something like that, depending on what kind of doll it is. You can load the dolls. All dolls need to be loaded. You know, I even sleep with my dolls, and I know y'all gonna say this lady is crazy, but I like to get the baby dolls that children have touched. You understand? That's healing. I have one right here. This is the one I was playing last night. This doll was made in 2000, and ain't nobody getting it. Because in the back of this doll, boom, it's loaded. Don't have no doll that ain't got nothing in it. Like the dolls I make, they are all loaded. They have crystals inside of them, and herbs, sticks, stones, and bones, things like that inside of it. That's what that also helps the spirit. That feeds the spirit too, because you got a doll, just a plain old empty doll, that's not gonna help you none. Here's the little doll I told y'all about, like a fortune teller that would just tell you different things, and it always got something different to say. The battery is gone out in the doll. It's not saying anything. It's gone, y'all. Because what you do, you press that little area and it'll give you like a fortune. And he would always say some different things. Some things were so accurate, it was scary. And see, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should unscrew it and put a new battery in it or whatever. But I would just, I have a question. I go in there and press that thing, and it would be so close. I'd be like, wait a minute, something is in here. Okay, y'all. Kay said, did it just talk? I know, I don't know. I got to go back and listen to the tape. Thank you. How you doing, Patricia Wise? So much love to you too. Chase Chastain, did I speak to you? Hey Zane, Bonnie. So your grandma did that too. You know, I never will forget when I would go to my auntie house. I would be like, this lady got too many dolls in here. This place looks mighty creepy. Because she would bring us all kind of dolls. Be them tall dolls. They'd be like, the dolls be like almost like 3 feet tall. She used to love to bring us those dolls. I remember one of them I had. Her name was Christy, and another one was Carla. Carla. So I had a black one that she gave me named Christy. I remember I was sick. I used to always be sick as a child. Trouble with my legs and stuff, just hurting because I have a sickle cell trait. I have a sickle cell trait, and I don't care what nobody say. Us people with the sickle cell traits, we have just as many problems, as not as bad and severe as people who have sickle cell, but the trait can be sort of kind of like debilitating too. And so I would have like pain in my bones and my legs a lot, and in my hands, and so I would have to be bed bound. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes coughing blood, but as I grew older, I kind of grew out of it and stuff like that. But I think that what they said caused the bone pain is when those sickle shaped cells try to go through different little areas in your bones and stuff. If they get sickle cell, they'll hang up areas, and then when they get hung up and stuff like that, it clogs the blood up and stuff like that. So at the time, now my mom said, well, I did your childhood, y'all, this story time, I did your childhood checkups and stuff for a sickle cell, and you came out negative. And but I remember in school they were testing everybody for sickle cell, and but your parents had to sign, and if they didn't sign, you didn't get yours. I didn't get mine because my mom would not sign, because my mother didn't want me to know that I had the trait. But I was always in and out of the hospital, and they would do all these x-rays and stuff, and said I would always ask, when am I going to go home? They said, we cannot let you go home until your x-rays and stuff are normal. To the date, my mama never ever would tell me why I would have to go into hospital and have all these x-rays done. When I was 25 years old, I had just had my daughter. I had been home 5 days, and after having her, and I had this immense pain. I had a crisis all over my body from my neck down to my feet. You hear me? They had to rush me in an ambulance to hospital. And when I got there and everything, they drew blood work, and doctor came with this look on his face, which I was like young and dumb, and nothing really scared me then. It had a look of concern on his face, and he said, you have sickle cells in your blood. And he said, this is remarkable. And I was like, okay. And then it's like, what, sickle cells in my blood? I'm like, okay, whatever. I went home, and I asked my mom about it, and she said, well, all she said was, you had all your childhood diseases checked out. That's all she said. And so they said, we want you to see a hematologist. So I went to see a hematologist, and that's when he told me, he said, you have sickle cell trait. We want to keep seeing you because you had a significant amount of sickle cells in your bloodstream. Mama never went back because I didn't take nothing serious. It was like, okay, I'm feeling good right now, because they had gave me like some medicine to kind of thin my blood out and everything, and told me to take like aspirin daily and stuff like that. When my pressure be up, they tell me to take aspirin until the doctor takes me off of it. So, whoo, you don't want to feel that. Hello. So, yeah, so I take my time, honey, and my mama just get her rest. When mama need to be resting, mama rest. But I done live to be 53 years old. We'll be 54 if it's the great mother's will. You know what I'm saying? But I think if I did have the full-blown illness, I probably wouldn't even be here. And now I haven't had any type of crisis pain or anything like that since 2018. So I've been fine. Like we seldomly, they don't even call them crisis when we have them. We just have like a little bit of, well, I ain't gonna say a little bit of discomfort. It is very uncomfortable, y'all. Very. Okay. Um, so anyways, I said all of this to say this right here. My auntie, when I would have these bouts where I was like bed bound in the bed, she would come over. This is my mom's sister. She would come over with all kinds of things for me, like I call it like puzzles to sit in the bed to create. Because I used to I couldn't get up, I couldn't get up and walk. So she would bring these puzzles and stuff, for me to put together, like simple puzzles. And she would bring little things she knit, like little booties to wear on my feet, those little house shoes go on your feet and stuff like that, hats, all that stuff like that. Think about it, she was a pretty cool auntie, she really was. But she brought me one of the worst crises I had. Christine, was it Christina or Christine? She brought Christine over, and she brought Carla over. One crisis it was Christine, one crisis it was Carla. Christine was a white doll. She was 3 foot tall, and she had long blonde straight hair and blue eyes and everything. And that's when I started learning how to make doll clothes on the bigger dolls. And then Carla had an actual nappy head, and so she brought her to me. Carla was a little bit shorter than Christine, and so they were sisters. They were like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, sisters with each other and stuff. And I gave me the two of them, and I was an adult woman. I was like 32, and I was afraid of them. And so, and the reason why I was afraid of them, because I knew that those dolls were associated, just like pineapple juice. You can't get me to drink it, because when I would be down, my mom would give me pineapple juice. I can eat pineapple, I like this, but I didn't like the pineapple juice because you could taste the can in it. You taste the metal can in it, the sugars in it, and I would be like, no, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. So, but anyway, so I associated the pain with those two dolls. So when he gave me those dolls, I gave them to the thrift store. Now I want my dolls back. Where are my dolls? See, you don't appreciate that stuff when you're young. So, anyways, they're gone. My children wanted to play with them, and I wouldn't let them play with them. I just put them down in the basement and eventually got rid of them, y'all. Shame on me. Shame, shame, shame. So, what's the moral of this story? Don't give away anything that you may later on regret. Okay? So, you ask spirits, should you be getting rid of things? Because it's a saying that every time you bring something into your house, you're supposed to take something out. If not, you'll become a hoarder. And I am a hoarder. So anyways, though. Hey, Tyler McCrae. How you doing? Okay. I'm so happy to be here, too, Patricia, because, honey, them was some rough yals. 53 rough yals. Yeah, like granddad and them will say yals. But I mean years, you know, because people think I actually talk like that when I speak with my southern drawl. I use to speak with a southern drawl because it is comfortable to do so. But I definitely can speak proper English, okay? For the record. For the record, okay? Patricia, you're a hoarder. I know I am, honey. And I remember as a little girl, seeing my mom. Not as a little girl. My mom began to hoard when I was an adult in my 30s. I remember seeing the hoarding, and I would always say, never, end this live stream and I'm gonna come back later. This is a very important call. If y'all don't mind on standby, I'm gonna come back later. Please rate and subscribe, and I'll be back. Okay. Bye bye.